Thank you for being on the
What?
show, Jose Benavidez Sr. How you doing tonight?
Everything's going well, man. Here we just finished training, so we're excited about coming back to Arizona and give our people a good show. So we're super excited.
Is this the first time in 6 years that you go back
Yeah,
home?
you know what? I decided to get out of there like about 6 years ago when David signed with the PBC and Sansom. So, I
Mhm.
told David, the only way I think we're going to get to a world title and get where you want to get is we got to leave, man. And he didn't think about it. He said, okay, let's go. And, we've just been working hard and we had our ups and downs and he did become a two-time world champion and we're still struggling. So hopefully we can come back soon to Arizona.
And it's so David is the headline. Then you got Junior, who's the co-headline, right?
Yeah.
And is it he's coming back? Is it a 3 year that he took off? Has it been like
Yeah,
three
yeah, like
years?
about 3 years.
Okay.
After the fight with Terrence Crawford, and he took a little break, and then he had a little girl. She's already 1 year old, so I think that's a good vacation. I think his body needed it anyways,
Mhm.
because I've been training him since he was like 6 years old. He had like about 350 amateur fights and so many fights on his career that finally I think it should be good. It should be good. I think he needed a re-heal and take a break. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come stronger now that he has a family and more motivated. And now he's not just fighting for himself; he's fighting for his family.
So what is the feeling to have your kids fighting in Phoenix Suns arena? Everything coming back to you and everything's just starting to, the pieces and everything are starting to fall together. How's that feeling as a father to train your
Well,
kids?
man, there's no words for me to explain how I feel. It's something that I could only dream of. When I left, I didn't want to leave. But then we left and things were very hard and we are about to come back. And I didn't want to come back, man. I didn't want to come back even worse when I left, Uh, so, but I was really close to coming back. But we kept on it. We kept grinding and thank God, things got a little bit better. And now it feels super good inside and there's so many emotional things that go through this fight coming back now a two-time world champion and now we're a little bit more recognized and we're fighting in Showtime it that all over the world is going to see thank God the sacrifice that we did was worth something. So
Yeah.
it's unbelievable fighting in our state and hopefully everything goes well. We still have 4 weeks, but so far so good, and we're super excited to come back. And like I said, I was really close to come back like a year after we left, and now it's been like about 6 years, and we're coming back.
did look back. I was reading an article, Sports Illustrated, and something that caught my eye was when you first started coaching your kids, you had no boxing background. Is that correct? Like you just
I
learned
grew
it,
up.
you just grind it out.
I grew up in Mexico, Guerrero, Mexico. I came here when I was 11 years old. My mother and my father separated when I was like about 2, 3 years old. It was me and my brother. He's 2 years older than me, and they left us there with our grandparents, me and my brother, because my mom came back to California to work, and my dad left somewhere else. I have no idea where he left. So both of them got married and had different families. So we were forced to stay there until I was 11 years old. And my grandparents were super old, man. And I had to hustle. I had to work since I was like 5, 6 years old, man. My mentality was very mature because I learned how to survive and feed myself and survive. So when I came to the United States, I was 11 years old. Man, my mentality was already like a 18-year-old. So I was making money, I did things that I wasn't supposed to be doing, but I was young. I couldn't get a job at 11 years old, 12 years old. So I went to school for a little bit, but that didn't work out for me, unfortunately, because I had to feed myself and I had to work. And at maybe 13, 14, I met Junior's mom. Like around 14, she got pregnant. And then there you go. Then I had a bigger responsibility, man. But I already knew I had a car, I had a job, and I had other things that I did. I was a hustler, so I grew up on the street. So I got into a lot of problems in California. So when Junior was 1 year old, I decided I want to change my life. I don't want to put my kid into danger, and I was so deep into bad things that I wasn't even safe living in California. So I decided to go to Arizona, and man, it was so hard. I never had a childhood. I never played soccer. I never played no game. I didn't have chance. I didn't have time because I had to work. So I didn't know nothing about boxing, man. That's the least thing I knew. I watched Mike Tyson. I watched those big fights with Julio Cesar Chavez, but I was just a normal fan. Yeah, knock him out. Oh yeah, this and that. The normal things that normal people do, get drunk and see the fight and celebrate. You just want that Mexican to win because you're so passionate about a Mexican fighter fighting other nationalities. And at that time, Julio Cesar Chavez was a great fighter. So, but I didn't understand a jab or head movement or none of that. I didn't know nothing. So I didn't really know nothing about boxing, but I did want to spend more time with my kids. I did want to be involved in their lives and achieve their dreams. Because in reality, my dreams were over. I didn't have no dreams. I had no. I couldn't get to other. I couldn't be a singer. I couldn't be a doctor because who was gonna help me? Yeah. You need support to do all those things. So I decided, my life is over. I'm just gonna dedicate myself to my kids and guide them and support them and be there for whatever they want to do. I'm gonna be there, and that's what I did. I took them to a boxing gym and Junior first, and it's he had a lot of energy. So to me it was I'm gonna get him tired so he could go to sleep. But I just started learning, and I always want to learn more, man. I always feel that if he can do it, I can do it. So I saw the coach, doing a little bit of mitts, and I would go there for a whole week, and he wouldn't really pay attention to Junior because he had a lot of kids. So I'm like, man, I'm coming here, and he's not paying attention to him because he's little, and he has all other fighters that he has, and these guys are amateurs, professionals, and so he has to help that. I understand that, but this kid is not getting attention. So I started playing with him, doing little mitts and showing him how to stand. So I went back and watched some videos and see how Oscar de la Hoya would deliver his jab, and Julio how to work his defense and how to hit to the body and little things like that. I just became obsessed also with learning. I wanted to show my kid. I didn't want my kid to be hurt. And I wanted to show him how to defend himself. So I got obsessed with boxing, man. And day and night, man, I would go to work and all the things I would think is just boxing, how to show them, how to communicate with them, how to make them understand what I'm trying to say. So every day I would try to learn so many different things, how to communicate with them and how to help them. So that's how I learned boxing, and I just became obsessed with training. And then I started training all the kids on the block, and my garage was packed. So the city had to close my garage because it wasn't safe, they said, So I'm like, give me a place. But they said, well, we can't give you a place. So, but I'm trying to do something good for the community. They didn't care.
So you had the Benavidez boxing gym before it opened, right?
Yeah, dude, it was unbelievable. It was packed. I want to help all the kids from the neighborhood, and and it felt so good because when I went to the stores, the mom would say, "Hey, Mr. Benavidez, hey, how you doing, coach?" And then I thought, "Oh shoot, I'm a coach," So I got very excited, and it was a great feeling, me helping the community and try to help my kids at the same time. And then I felt a big obligation of learning because these kids trusted me. So I had to learn and give the best that I could. And that's how everything started with boxing.
I love this story because as you were telling your story, this is the second time you and I talked. The very first time I talked to one of your trainers, what was his name? Javier.
I have Jaime. Yeah, he's a cook.
Jaime. So this is what I love.
I know he's cooking.
Hey.
Yeah.
I love that because he told the story that he was in the gym, big David fan, and he started watching you do it. And then look, full circle. You gave him that opportunity that you did.
Man.
And this is what I like. I feel that people had to know that part of you because all they know is just what they see.
Let me tell you a little bit about that, man. I don't know if it's good or it's bad. I like to stay away from people, man, because, when I see that somebody needs help, now it becomes my problem. And I find ways to help them. And but sometimes it's too much for myself, because I get attached to people real quick. And I really want to show people what I know because there was nobody to show me when I needed the help. And like I said, once I start talking to somebody, man, now I got to teach them. They become my problem. I don't know why, but I feel obligated now to help them as much as I can. And I commit myself 100%. And I'm not happy until they get it, and then I can let them do their thing, and I have a lot of people like that. I train so many people to be trainers, and I still do on social media. People ask me for a lot of what's it called? Advice. Yeah, they want advice, and like I said, I try to do the best that I can, and I feel that I have to show them everything I kind of know, so they're ready, they're safe. Now they can do it on their own, So, but at the same time, I think that's a blessing that I have, and if I could do it, I love doing it. But sometimes I just get too many people,
Hey, we start having cousins we don't even know show up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're like El Primo, Mr. Benavidez.
That's really funny, man, because the thing is, I didn't know. Like I said, my father left, he got married to somebody else. When I became a little famous, on TV or whatever, 4 brothers came that they're like, hey, I'm your brother, your dad is this guy, this. I'm like, whoa, yeah, you are. So now I have 4 brothers that I never knew I had.
So some of the things that I did want to go over is, and you're pretty sure growing up with your kids, you heard, people saying that you wanted to use them for the money. You were the scapegoat. How did you overcome that? Because not only did you have to focus on your kids boxing, but also you got a lot of probably the bad part of it. How was it easy as a father?
Oh man, it was very, very hard. I remember when I was so excited about telling my friends or my family, my kids are boxing, they're doing really good. They're very dedicated. They're very disciplined. And then they would say, well, aren't you afraid, one day they're going to end up in the hospital with so many hits, they're going to, you're messing them up, and, let them be kids, man. Let them play, let them go to the movies. And then I would be like, what? I mean, so you're telling me, because, I go to work, as soon as I get off from work, I go see my kids and I take them to the park to run and exercise and take them to boxing. That's a bad thing, I couldn't really understand, because in the process, I wanted to be the best father and I wanted to be a role model, but I wanted them to do something. Boxing to me was just to get them ready for life. In case they wanted to be something else, they knew that they had to work hard in order to get to their dreams, not what I want, So I thought if I could get them to be disciplined, do exercise and work hard, whatever they want to become in life, it's going to be easier. That's what I thought, But eventually they chose boxing, and I'm blessed, that I learned a lot with them. But it was super hard, man. Going back to your question, people would talk behind my back that, oh, this guy, he wanted to be the fighter, and now he's living his dream through his kids, you know. So I'm like, I never wanted to be a fighter. For first of all, I never wanted to be that, you know. And oh yeah, he just wants to make money off his kids. He don't care about his health. So those were very big things, you know, that I paused for a little bit and thought about it, and it did get to me. But then at the end of the day, I see these people, you know, with their kids, they're not doing anything, they're not spending time with them, and they end up in jail or they end up bad, you know. So it was really hard to do that. And now when I see somebody that's spending time with their kids, doing whatever, it doesn't matter what, I appreciate it. And I go and I tell them, hey man, I've been watching you. And you know, I have a little story that I'm gonna tell you, you know, like about a week ago, you know, the first guy that the Kardashian was married or with, the I forgot what's the name, the guy that we met over there, the guy that was with the Kardashian, Reggie,
Oh, Reggie Bush.
yeah. You know, it's so funny, bro. I don't know who he is. I just hear Kardashians. I have no idea. But somebody told me, oh, hey, that's the ex of the Kardashian. And I'm like, oh, okay. And you know, this guy had his kid there, man, and he was so patient, man, and he was so into it. And he reminded me of me when, you know, because he had a little kid that's like 6, 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God. And you know, I'm training, but I'm listening to what he's saying, you know. And to me, that's something that breaks my heart, you know, in a good way, you know, that man, this guy is really spending time with his son. So I went up there and I said, hey, sir, you know, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I've been watching you for like a whole hour, what you've been doing with your son. You're a good father, man. You're doing a great thing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And you know, I listen to the instructions that you're giving them. You're giving them good instruction, man. You know what? This kid is going to be somebody big in life when he grows up because he has a great father. And then he says, oh, you're David and Junior's father. I don't know how he recognized me. Like, yeah, you know, man. Oh, man, coming from you, bro, what you're telling me, bro, that's a big motivation. No, I'm motivated because of you, you know? So, you know, that was a little thing, you know, that just happened, man. And he was super happy and I was happy. Both of us were super happy and got a little sentimental.
Now, since you've seen Junior have his family, you know, that year, do you see that spark and that change that you did when you, like, now that he's back in the gym? Is there a part that you say, hey, this is how I felt? Is that the feeling you got now?
Well, it's a little bit different. Man, you know, I gave them everything. They never suffer in life, you know. I try to make sure they had good shoes, clothing, a roof, and all that. I'm not gonna say they had it easy, but you know, they never struggle. They never suffer how I suffer. So it's different lives. I do see a spark. You know, he loves his little girl, man. You know, he'll do anything. I could guarantee you that he'll give his life for his daughter. I would also do that, you know, for any of my kids, you know. So that's a good thing. I think he's motivated. I stay away from his family because I believe that it's his daughter. I just want to love her and say good things about her and hug her and kiss her and I don't want that responsibility.
You want to be the nice grandpa?
Yeah, I want to be. Yeah, exactly. So I stay as far as I can with responsibilities.
Yeah.
I say hello, hi, how you doing? Kiss her and hug her and be a good grand. There you go. Be a grandfather. Because I've seen a lot of people. You know, they'll tell their sons, "Hey, well, you should do this with your because you know, I raised you. You should." They kind of interrupt and try to take over. But that she's not my daughter. I'm the grandfather. You know.
Now, switching gears with David. So since he's the champion, does it get harder every fight, like to get the next fight to, you know, schedule, or is it almost it doesn't change as far as status and try to get bigger fights?
Everything changes. Everything gets harder and harder and harder because the what's it called, the fight gets bigger. So So everything, it's I mean, now, you know, I feel that even fighting Uzcategui, he was a champion. Um, he's a very dangerous fighter. We can't underestimate Uzcategui. He has a lot to win and nothing to lose. Imagine if David loses to Uzcategui, guess what? He'll get those big fights. You know, everybody's going to want to fight him.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to fight David now. But if for some reason, you know, David's not at his 100%, you know, and we beat Uzcategui, what do we gain from Uzcategui? You know? Now, what we got to do is look impressive, and we got to stop him. Uzcategui, I think that he's never been stopped. So we have to look impressive in order to get the bigger fights. Like I said, you know, these guys can run, but they can't hide. The people are demanding these big fights now with Charlo, Canelo, and Caleb Plant. So as long as the fans want to see the fight, I think it's going to happen. I don't worry about it right now. David's only 24 years old. We're going to continue getting stronger and get more experience. If these guys have a chance to beat David, it's now. In 2-3 years, I don't see a chance.
After this fight, are y'all going to are you taking a vacation, or you just stay at home?
No, I can't take a vacation because after this fight, Emiliano, my other kid, fights in Mexico. And after that, I have some other kids fighting. So, you know, to me, actually, this is better than vacation, you know, being at the gym and doing what I love doing. So I'll probably take like a day or two, but that's about it.
No, I wanted to talk about your layoff.
No, I'm feeling good. I had a good little time off, time with my family, my daughters, and I was just enjoying it. I've been boxing since, dude, I don't remember the last time I took a break. Since I was 6 years old. Every holiday, every birthday, I had to train, I had to fight. It was a good time off. I enjoyed it, dude. I enjoyed every second of it. And I'm actually happy that I'm back, you know, back training. Dude, I'm shredding the weight fast, and I feel strong, and I'm ready to show the world that a lot of people thought I had left, that I had retired, but I just took some time off. But I'm back in the game, and shit, the beast is coming back. If you don't care who I fight, I don't even bother to watch their videos. Why? Because I'm my own fighter. If I watch a video of him fighting another guy, the guy's not me. The other guy's not me. The fight's going to be totally different. So that's what the first round's for, to see what the guy has. But, I mean, in my mindset, I go every fight, I go and win. I'm going to win no matter what. You know, and that's always my game plan is. I never have a doubt in my mind of what if or nothing. There's no doubts in my mind. I train to win, and I'm gonna stop this guy, dude.
I'm glad that you had the opportunity to come back your hometown, Phoenix, and then you got your brother too. Is all that exciting for you?
It really motivates me that much more. Having my brother alongside me, fighting in our hometown, Phoenix, Arizona, and just having my daughters and my wife there. It's just something different. I'm in my stage in life right now that I fight for them. It's for my family, for my daughters. And just to prove everyone, not to prove because I know what I'm about, but just to come back in the game and start knocking these heads.
I like that. You saying it, just that spark. Now that you're a family man, you're older. Like
it's a whole different ball game now to me.
Yeah,
it's just I have the motivation. It's something that I didn't have before, and it just motivates me. I just feel it's something different. And I've always loved boxing, but I feel like before I just needed that little extra motivation. And I have it now, and I'm coming back with a bang. And everyone's going to see, you know, everyone thought I left, and whatever they thought, they're going to be ready because they're in for a show. A bang is coming, and when I'm in the ring, I'm a monster, so I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to tear this guy apart. I don't care how many knockouts he has. I don't care who he's fought. I don't care nothing because no one that he fought is me. So this has been an intense training camp, and I'm hungry. I just turned pro again.
Man, I see that spark. I appreciate it. One last question I have for you. After this fight, do you plan on fighting one or two fights next year? Is there any plans for?
No, there's no more breaks for me. No more breaks. So after this, I probably might take maybe two weeks off and then go back in the gym and whatever's next, it's next. No breaks. 3 years is a little too long. It was supposed to be a little 6-month break, and it turned to 3 years. But I had fun. I enjoyed it. Everything in life happens for a reason, and I'm happy I'm in the position where I'm. And it's time to get it on. It's time to get to the top and get those belts.
Hey, well, Jose, thank you, man. I appreciate your time. I look forward to your fight, man.
Sure, brother. Thank you for taking the time to interview us, and thank you for supporting Team Benavidez. And I just want to thank everyone out that's been supporting me since day one, all the fans, all the supporters, everyone. Thank you, guys. You guys make us work that much harder. So I appreciate everyone out there, and be ready because I'm coming back.